Nicki Minaj's love life has always been a hot topic, with rappers from all across the music world linked to the queen of hip-hop. But today, we're looking at the men who are close to Nicki, and what they've said about their time with her will honestly leave you shocked. Meek Mill. Nicki Minaj found herself drawn to Philadelphia rapper Meek Mill in early 2015. This wasn't just a quick rebound. It turned into a passionate, high-profile romance that played out in public. From Instagram posts to joint performances to bold declarations of love. Their connection was impossible to miss. The chemistry between them was obvious, and Meek confirmed the relationship on Instagram, posting photos of Nicki and talking about taking over the world together. Hip-hop fans everywhere were locked in, watching their every move. Nicki even showed up in court during Meek's legal hearing in 2015, proving her support went far beyond just dating. They made music together, performed at major events, and concert clips showed how close they really were. At one point, fans thought they were engaged after Nicki was spotted wearing a heart-shaped diamond ring. She later clarified they weren't officially engaged, but the rumors didn't slow down. Still, the relationship wasn't easy. Meek's ongoing feud with Drake put Nicki in an awkward spot, especially because of her close friendship with Drake. Then came Meek's house arrest in 2016, adding even more pressure and stress to their bond. By late 2016, cryptic social media posts started hinting that things were falling apart. And in January 2017, Nicki confirmed the breakup on Twitter, writing, "To confirm, yes, I am single." But the drama didn't end there.
Because I had a lot of anger and hate for him because of the way he handled the breakup publicly. And I know he was hurt. You know, he was like, look, this was my first time being in love, and I didn't know how to handle it. And at a certain point, you have to forgive. You know,
gotta forgive.
And I have forgiven him because he has come genuinely to me and asked for my forgiveness.
Nicki Minaj later shared that, despite the anger she felt over how Meek handled their breakup, she eventually forgave him after he gave a real apology. She said Meek admitted it was the first time he had ever truly been in love, and that honesty mattered to her. Nicki even compared how Meek acted to how things went in her next relationship, pointing out that some people leave with respect, while others turn the breakup into a tension. Even after that, post-breakup tension lingered, with Twitter accusations popping up again in 2020. But by then, Nicki had already moved on and was focused on her own life. Nas. After the intense relationship with Meek Mill, Nicki Minaj found something very different with Nas. A hometown connection between two hip-hop legends from the same Queens neighborhood. Rumors started in May 2017 when they were spotted together at the Sweet Chick restaurant, looking close and wearing matching chains that immediately caught fans' attention. What made this pairing feel special was the clear respect between them. Nas, the legendary artist behind the classic album Romantic, was already hip-hop royalty. So seeing Nicki linked to him felt like the king and queen of queens coming together. Nicki attended Nas's 44th birthday party, and their public appearances slowly became more frequent. But the moment that really confirmed things came during Nicki's appearance on The Ellen Show. She couldn't hide her admiration for Nas, calling him dope, and proudly saying they were both from Queens. She even joked that he's the king of Queens, and she likes to think she's the queen of Queens. In a very honest moment, Nicki admitted they were having sleepovers. While she was trying to stay celibate, she laughed and said she might make an exception for him because he was just that dope. Sadly, the relationship didn't last long. By early 2018, they quietly went their separate ways, both saying busy schedules and the pressure of building their careers made it hard to keep the relationship after their breakup. She pointed out that he never spoke badly about her and always carried himself with class, saying he behaved like a true king. Nicki even used him as an example of how exes should act after a relationship ends. It was clear that, even though the romance was brief, it left a positive and lasting impression on her, even if it wasn't meant to last long term. Safaree Samuels. Before Nicki Minaj became a global superstar, there was one man who stood by her side through it all. Safaree Samuels. They were together for more than 12 years. Long before the fame, the charts, and the spotlight, their relationship began in the early 2000s, after they met through the rap group Hood Stars. At the time, Safaree worked as a hype man, while Nicki was still finding her sound and building her skills from ground up. This wasn't just young love or a short-term relationship. It was a long partnership, one that saw Nicki grow from an underground rapper into one of the biggest artists in music history. What made their relationship unique was how closely it was tied to Nicki's career. Safaree wasn't just her boyfriend. He was deeply involved in her music, helping with early mixtapes and projects. In March 2014, they celebrated their 10-year anniversary, and from the outside, they looked solid and united. But behind closed doors, cracks were already forming. By October 2014, their relationship fell apart publicly. What followed was a painful breakup that played out across interviews and social media.
I got numb to it really quick though. There was still some stuff that would happen that would bother me. Then after a while, it's like, I don't know, with me, I get over stuff really quick. I don't know where I get it from. I thank God for that ability, but it's not easy.
Safaree Samuels later opened up about how difficult it was dating someone as desired and famous as Nicki Minaj. He explained that he constantly had to deal with other men wanting his girlfriend, while still trying to keep their relationship private. According to Safaree, they intentionally stayed low-key during Nicki's rise to fame because the music industry believed that being in a public relationship could make her less appealing to male fans. When the relationship finally ended, serious accusations were made on both sides. Nicki accused Safaree of cheating and stealing through tweets that were later deleted. Safaree, on the other hand, claimed he had been physically hurt, even alleging that one incident sent him to the hospital. He also shared that he was the one who ultimately walked away, saying he felt like he had lost himself and had become more of a worker in Nicki's business than a partner in her life. Safaree insisted he played a real role in her music, saying that when songs were being written, it was always her, him, and the beat. He felt his creative contributions deserved credit. That disagreement led to a lawsuit in 2015 over songwriting credits, though he later dropped the case in 2017. What once looked like a love story that followed Nicki's entire rise to fame ended up becoming one of hip-hop's most bitter breakups, with both sides carrying lasting scars from a relationship that once meant everything to them. Lil Wayne. The relationship between Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne has always been one of hip-hop's most talked about dynamics. It started as a mentor and student bond, but many people believe it sometimes crossed professional lines. Wayne first discovered Nicki in 2009 after watching a DVD freestyle that caught his attention. Not long after, he signed her to Young Money Entertainment, a move that would completely change her life and launch her career to incredible heights.
I loved him. And I was like, first of all, it felt surreal, but I just was like, where else would be, like, where could be more perfect for me to be? You know, like, to me, he was like that new, young energy. Even though he had been in the industry for so long, he had this energy that I loved, and I felt like I could match it.
Nicki Minaj has always been open about her admiration for Lil Wayne, talking about how she felt when they first started working together, and how his energy completely pulled her in. But it was a 2013 music video for High School that really sent rumors into overdrive. The video showed intimate bedroom scenes, with the two of them under the sheets together, and many fans took that as proof that something romantic was going on. Later on, Nicki cleared things up in an interview with MTV News. She explained that they actually avoided kissing in the video. She said Wayne joked about it, and they ended up laughing the whole time. Nicki also praised Wayne's professionalism, saying he never touched her without permission and was always respectful, describing him as a true Southern gentleman. She has always made it clear that she sees Wayne as an older brother, not a romantic interest. She said more than once that he's not only her boss, but also her brother. She even reinforced that message in her lyrics, making it clear there was never anything romantic between them. While their creative chemistry has produced steamy visuals that continue to fuel speculation, the reality seems to be a strong professional bond, built on respect, loyalty, and mutual admiration, not romance. Eminem. Sometimes in hip-hop, a rumor can start from pure trolling, and the Eminem and Nicki Minaj situation is the perfect example. It all began in May 2018, when Nicki dropped her verse on Big Bank by YG. In her lyrics, she referenced Slim Shady, which immediately caught fans' attention. Soon after, Nicki posted an Instagram video, lip-syncing to the song. When a fan asked her in the comments if she was dating Eminem, she casually replied, "Yes." Eminem played right along with a joke, replying, "Girl, you know it's true." Nicki Minaj didn't miss a beat either, doubling down and saying, "I thought we were going to keep it low until the wedding. Yikes. I'll talk to you when I get home." The trolling hit its peak when Eminem called out Nicki during his Boston Calling concert. He asked the crowd how many of them wanted him to date Nicki Minaj, then followed it up by saying, "Yeah, me too." He even joked that if Nicki heard the message, she should just text him later and they'd talk about it. Nicki responded on Twitter with humor, keeping the joke alive, writing about the fact that he's silly and a goof just like me. Nicki Minaj took the joke even further, inviting Eminem to work with her on her upcoming album, Queen. She joked that their first date would be in the studio while she watched him write a verse. Not long after, sources confirmed it was all just playful trolling. Still, Eminem did end up appearing on her 2018 album. On the track Majesty, multiple outlets later reported that Nicki was never actually dating Eminem, but the whole moment showed the fun and lighthearted side of hip-hop and how easily a simple joke can turn into a full-blown rumor. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video